Hey guys, so this is kind of like another video on my very small compact makeup collection. This is only going to be concerning things that are only at the drugstore, and these are just things that I find myself using almost every day. I guess kind of like my favorites in everyday use makeup that are, yes, again, drugstore only. So we're going to start off with face products, and like I said, this isn't tools and brushes, this is only products, mainly because it's my first drawer here, besides the lips. I'm not really going to show you the things that I use for my lips every day because I already told you guys like what was my favorite in my lipstick collection video before this, so you can check that out. I'll leave a link in the description box below. So favorite face stuff that I find myself using almost every day, or at least a lot, like almost, it's kind of hard because almost every piece of makeup I have in here I find myself using constantly. Otherwise I don't keep it. I don't keep anything that I don't see myself using almost all the time. So a lot of things in here are almost empty and have hit pan. When it comes to my face makeup, I normally start off with like concealer. I don't really wear foundation just because, I don't know, until I find my very favorite foundation, the very right one for my skin type. I just don't wear any right now, and I don't do eyebrow products either just because these things can't be tamed. They cannot be tamed. Anyway, so concealer, I only have two kinds that I use all the time, and I do believe they're both from Maybelline. This is the Dream Lumi. I don't even know because it's so messed up. I've had it for so long. This is my skin tone one. I have a skin tone one and a brightening one. This one I have in the shade Nude. If you can even see that, but this is still kind of like, it's not necessarily skin tone, it's still a brightening type of concealer, but it's more skin tone than my other one, and I use this mainly for like redness kind of around the nose, just to sort of help conceal it, you know what I mean, duh, it's concealer, but redness like around my nose and like a giant fucking pimple, trying to conceal that redness or scabs or anything like that. But my favorite concealer that I use for brightening effects and to kind of help highlight with too as well is the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Eraser Dark Circles Treatment Concealer with goji berry and something. Yeah, this is the brightener slash illuminator shade. So it's kind of like the peachy pink toned concealer, and it's super brightening. I love using this under my eyes most especially. And that's like, if you really want to brighten, use this thing under your eye in that big triangular motion, and then take a beauty blender or a Real Technique sponge, dab that sucker in, bake it, and you will be set to go. It looks so good. So I will use this like mostly underneath here, a little bit down like the bridge of the nose, and sometimes on my chin, just depending on how I want to do it with my highlighter. This is my most favorite concealer though. I have used this like so much, and it's barely gone down because you don't have to keep re-clicking every time. A lot of it kind of rests inside the little sponge here, and I just, it's like my life. Okay, so for contouring, I don't really do a whole lot of super fancy contouring. I just kind of do with what I'm comfortable with, and like if I'm rushing out the door, one of the makeup objects that I will use no matter what is contouring, blush, and mascara. Like those are three things that I cannot go out the door without. So I use the Wet n Wild contouring palette, and I have tried all kinds of different contouring shades. This shade right here, not the new one, not the reformulated one, I don't like that one, but the older one, this shade, this cool toned, it's just so perfect for my skin type for contouring, and I freaking love it. And as you can see, I've hit pan on both shades. A lot of people don't understand what you're supposed to use this shade for because it doesn't really show up anywhere. I use it like when, okay, I'll sit there and use this powder for contouring, and then I'll put on my blush, right? Some people will use this color to set their under eye concealer. I'll use this to swirl around my blush and contour, and it just blends everything out so beautifully. That's what I use that for, because it's not really a color that shows up like super good on the skin, and I don't think my camera will capture these colors very well, because this isn't a super dark contour. This is like a light everyday contour shade, but absolutely love this. Can't go without this. So next we're going to go on to blush, and I do find myself using all these blushes all the time, but I'll show you the one that I use no matter what. It's my go-to blush no matter what. I cannot walk out the store without at least that blush on. But I do have the e.l.f. blush palette in the shade Light. And I really love this blush palette, but the shade I find myself using the most is this sort of like darker mauve-y tone. And these are really soft too. And this is $6 and it's got a huge mirror. But it's this kind of darker mauve tone blush that I absolutely love. Like, this is the shade out of that palette that I find myself using the most out of. And I'll use sort of that darker one. It's kind of like a light bronzer. This color right here. Sort of like just a quick dusting of bronzer type color. Because I don't really use bronzer either. I don't know why. But yeah, you'll love this palette. And yes, you can pop these pans out and switch them up if you want to. My go-to blush though, I mean go-to, have to have this blush. If I run out of this blush, I am running to buy another one. I don't care if they raise it to $20. This is by far one of the best drugstore blushes there is. And of course, I'm talking about the Milani Blake blush. Of course, I'm talking about the Ride or Die Honey Milani Baked Blush in the shade Luminoso. You have heard every YouTuber, beauty guru talk about this shade, and for good reason, because this is the best drugstore blush they have to date. And they have a bunch of good blushes at the drugstore, you just gotta look. But this is just top #1, this shade. If you like peachy, luminous, there's a reason why it's called Luminoso, people. Love the packaging as well. Just very illuminating. Like I said, I cannot leave my house without this blush on my face. I know I'm flipping you off right now, but... And the camera might not show this color any justice. Of course, it's not going to. But it just looks... It's just one of those blush colors that I feel like on almost every skin tone. Most especially sort of like pale... lighter colored skin tones. It just looks so gorgeous and so illuminating. It makes you just look super freaking glowy. Face powder stuff, normally, like, because I don't wear foundation, when I do wear foundation, I use my Rimmel Stay Matte Long Lasting Finishing Powder. It's just to mattify everything and kind of, I only really put it on areas that I find myself getting oily throughout the day anyway. But because I don't really wear foundation, I bake more than anything. And I will bake with only 2 products that basically do the same daggone thing, except for one's more travel size friendly. One that I will bake with is the e.l.f. High Definition Under Eye Setting Powder in the shade Sheer. This is an awesome setting powder from the drugstore. If you need some good setting powder like super quick, get this or get this right here. This is the e.l.f. like HD face powder, whatever it is. I'm not going to open this up because this is messy as hell. And this is also in the shade Sheer. I use this mostly, like, I use this pretty much every day that if I wear concealer, I have to bake it with this. If I'm traveling or going anywhere or if I feel like I need to fix something, I will take this with me because it's more travel size and this is like a glass type container instead of a big bulky black one. But I tell you what, this to me looks really good on your vanity. It's very sleek. But anyway, yeah, I have to use those for face powder. So, on to the eye section. And we're going to start off more with eyeshadow eye primers. So I have 3 eye primers. Well, things that are technically eye primers. I use other things for eye primers as well. Well, I have this one from Hard Candy, and it's the Eyes the Limit eyeshadow primer. I don't use this one as much. It's a decent eyeshadow primer, but it's not my favorite. Also, this one's not my favorite at all, really, either. I got this in a... Dropped it. Got this in a kit, and this is the e.l.f. Eye primer, and I think this isn't the one that's really good for $1. This one is like something else. I have no idea. But what I use literally almost like every time I do my eyeshadow, 99% of the time, I'm either using this Color Tattoo from Maybelline, which is in the shade Barely Branded. I'll use this a lot for eyeshadow primer, just because I really like the color of it and the texture and stuff, and it stays forever. But what I use pretty much daily, no matter what, is my NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in the shade Milk. Because this is like, I don't know, you need a white base under your bright eyeshadow colors to really make that color pop. And this stuff makes your shit stay just all day. Literally, you can use this on your lips as a primer to make your lipstick stay. You can use this right here to make that highlight really pop and stay in place. You can use it on your eyes to make that eyeshadow just, I have to have this no matter what. I have to have this. And the top eyeshadows that I find myself using like on a daily basis that are only Drugstore, and I've been finding myself using this kind of like for quick everyday makeup, is some eyeshadows out of this palette. And there's 2 eyeshadow palettes that I have that I kind of mix and match almost daily. One is the Hard Candy Natural Eyes $8 eyeshadow palette, and I know it's kind of reflecting. I did a whole video on this if you want to swatches and wow, super dirty. If you want swatches and more of an in-depth look of this palette, as you can see, I've hit pan on quite a few colors. Well, 2 colors really. But I use this palette damn near daily. And I will use this as like a transitioning shade, or this is a transitioning shade. This is as an outer corner shadow. This is my highlight. I use these colors a lot, and mostly these colors right through here. And then my brightening color that I use on my lid whenever I'm rushing out the door, like daily, is my Wet n Wild Walking on Eggshells Trio palette. And I use they have like the brow, the crease, and the eyelid color. I use the eyelid color right up here. Almost daily, people. I mean, you see that dent? I've had this palette for a long time, and that dent, I mean, I still have not hit pan. This palette is so worth the money, it's not even funny. But this color right here, which I heard is a dupe for some type of MAC eyeshadow, I don't even know. This is my favorite eyeshadow color to use just on daily basis. That is quick, easy, shiny, beautiful eyeshadow. And when you use it underneath that NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Milk, it just makes this thing twice as shiny and lasts twice as long. And these eyeshadows are so buttery and creamy. Love Wet n Wild's Trio shadows for sure. I don't know about much of their other shadows personally, just because I haven't really gotten them, but the trios are so good. Eyelashes and eyeliner. There's 3 different mascaras that I use damn near daily. I mix and match. Can't speak today. I'm a firm believer in mixing and matching mascaras and mascara wands, just because you just kind of like, that way you have a cocktail of shit that you can just find whatever works well for you and your eyelashes. But yeah, I will use these 3 almost daily, literally. So I use the Maybelline Rocket Volume Express Hydro Fudge. This is the waterproof one, and I use only black mascara right now. But this is the waterproof one, and I will use this all over my top lids. And if I'm going somewhere, like I just had a funeral, unfortunately, I don't want to talk about that much, but if I'm going somewhere, something like that, I will use this on my bottom lash as well, because it is waterproof, obviously, and I don't want to like cry out my mascara. But I use this all over the top lid, everywhere, 1 coat. Then I will take this one, which is the Maybelline Falsies Volume Express shade Black. This is not the waterproof. This Rocket one is the only waterproof one I use. But then I will take this one, and I will put a coat of this on my outer, like, corner lashes, sort of. Kind of like wispy lashes do. And I'll put a light layer of that, and that makes my 2 lashes. And then the one I normally always use, if I don't use that waterproof one, the one I normally always use on my bottom lash is the CoverGirl Supersizer Mascara that everyone on YouTube loves. I don't love this for my top lashes. I don't know why. They're perfect for bottom lashes, though. And then for eyeliner, I have 2 liquid eyeliners that I use all the time. I don't use gel eyeliner anymore just because, I don't know, I just don't. But for my bottom lash, I have used this eyeliner for literally years, and it's always done me right. Especially if you set it with black eyeshadow powder. Black eyeshadow. Put this in your waterline and set it with black eyeshadow, and it will stay put all day and won't run. This is the CoverGirl Perfect Point Plus. Everybody knows this bad boy from their high school years, I'm sure. Yeah, set this with black eyeshadow and it works well. My top favorite liquid eyeliners. Whenever I want to get super fancy, I will use this e.l.f. one, which is the silver shade liquid eyeliner. I don't use this daily just because it doesn't really stay put all the time. Some days it's good, some days it's bad, but I love this. Isn't that pretty? But yeah, sometimes I do like really using this on my top, like up here on my eyelids for liquid eyeliner, because sometimes it just seems pretty to me. The one that I use daily is my beloved Jordana Fabuliner, which is only $1, and it is the best liquid eyeliner pen out there on the market in the drugstore for $1. You can't get any better than this for the price. You can go super thick or super small, and it stays put, especially if you set it with black eyeshadow. The one I find myself using kind of the least, and wow, this is a $24 eyeliner, and the words rubbed off on this so quick. I did a video about this. I did an unboxing review first impression thing. This is the Tyra Oops Liner, and this is $24 on the website, and I'm assuming that's plus shipping. I didn't pay for this. Somebody sent it to me to review. I do like this eyeliner still, but my Jordana one I just find myself reaching for more. Yeah, I think the Tyra one is a little bit blacker, but like I said, if you just set these with eyeshadow, you're good to go. And here comes the annoying train. I am so sorry. I'm going to try to quicken up because my kids are going to be home like any minute now, and this video is already long. So my favorite, this is the last thing I'm going to mention, my favorite lashes to use are the Ardell Wispies. I know everybody loves these, but I love using these. I have a new set right here just so you can kind of see what they look like. These are just the black ones. Ardell Demi Wispies. They're great drugstore eyelashes. I just love them. And then the ones that I've already used up and kind of trimmed some was in this princess package, which is really cute. It's an Elsa one. But they gave me the same, these ones, the regular black Demi Wispies, and then they gave me these really cool plum colored ones. I love wearing these plum colored eyelashes. I don't know if you can even tell the color of them, but they are plum freaking purple. You can't really tell that much when you put them on. Like, it's not like, oh my god, she's wearing purple eyelashes with the F. It's just an extra oomph in your eyeshadow look and in your lashes look. And it literally says right here, I'm going to try to lift this out without losing my lashes. You can't read it from there, but it literally says that it enhances brown, hazel, and green eyes. That's the purpose of having the plum colored ones. And I believe that's true because I have greenish hazel eyes. And when I wear these ones, I just feel like my eyes look, and my eyeshadow look even, like you can tell now that they're kind of, see there's the black and there's the purple. You can sort of tell. My kids are home. But anyway, yeah, I find myself really loving the plum eyelashes. There you guys go. That's kind of like my favorite daily use drugstore makeup only from my collection. Very small collection. But the kids are home from school now, and I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you, and subscribe for more content.